Before I start reading the story, this is a fan story by Drawkills. Springtrap and Deliah belongs to Grawolfquinn, but the fan story belongs to Wattpad user Drawkills. With that being said, please enjoy the video. Even though it is a clear night, darkness can whisper through the cosmos. It reverberates through every being, every animal, every human. Sane people can confine the slightest twinge of insanity, which can drive anyone to do the unthinkable, especially if you're friends with one. The girl snaps awake, gasping as if she were being suffocated. The nightmare had provoked her arousal, and she puts a pale hand on her forehead. She feels the sweat, and she calms her breath as she tugs on her starred covers. Her brown eyes match the darkness of her small room, little moonlight shining through the dirtied window and slightly stained curtains. The girl suddenly hears a door creak, and she tugs her blankets up higher to her chin. Her big, innocent eyes prove she is but a young teenager. But ignoring the nervousness that wraps to tighten her heart, she only throws the covers aside and proceeds to leave her room. The carpeted floor beneath her socked feet statics, yet it is as soft as cotton. She opens her oak wood door, and its hinges obey with a slow and loud creak. "These doors need oil or something," the girl observes. She looks to her left at another door, like hers, about 5 feet away, ending the hall. It is closed, shutting out every noise as possibilities with his daughter. She frowns at that, but looks the opposite way. The girl does not want to bother him. She leaves the safeties of her room, heading down the hallway that seems to loom with dancing shadows. This is barely any moonlight, but it is enough moonlight for the girl to see ahead. She spies the door to the stairs for the downside floor, and she squints her shiny and dark eyes. She pauses, not because she's afraid to open the door, but because she feels a wave of premonition wash over her. It senses vulnerability, weakness. Her instincts tighten around her gut as she clenches her hands into fists. Once she snaps around, snarling, "Who's there?" She instantly shrieks back, but then she smiles. "Hello," says the robotic rabbit from the no longer Fazbear's Fright. His fur is more golden, but he is given a green hue from the mixture of darkness and moonlight. His red bow tie is crooked, his mad fur and fabric peeling away at his joints. Wires cover his joints, and his irises glow a light pink. To reassure the girl, he is obviously taller and bigger than her, but leans to get her height. She is not that tall for her age. She is about an average height for a girl. The girl smiles in relief. "Oh, it's only you, Springtrap," she sighs softly. She blinks as she slightly looks down. The animatronic rabbit leans up to his full height. "I scared you, didn't I?" Springtrap teases. The girl opens her mouth to speak, but the rabbit speaks again. "Come on now, don't lie to your old pal." The girl looks away as she smirks. "Yeah," she says sarcastically, though she hides it from her voice. "Totally." Springtrap forms a smile with his painted teeth and matted snout, his black nose shining faintly from the moonlight. "Now, what are you doing out of bed?" he asks gently as he places a large matted paw on her shoulder. "Oh, nothing," the girl answers. "Really?" She trails off a bit as she clears her throat. She smiles nervously. "Well, I kind of had a nightmare, but when I woke up, I heard a noise out here." Springtrap smiles at the young teenager gently, placing his paw on her back this time. Well, how about we take a seat in the kitchen and you can tell me about this nightmare of yours, Delilah? The girl smiles a bit. Okay, she replies, even though she doesn't seem too sure. She doesn't remember if her voice made that clear. Delilah remembers when she first met him, or perhaps that she's known him for about half a year. Obviously her father worries, but he doesn't worry enough to push work aside and spend time with her. 6 months flew by like a blue jay on a summer day. Delilah became more attached to Springtrap than intended, but she loved him with all her heart. Sure, she knows the important, main facts about him. He's a giant bunny doofus that knows how to bake cookies and pancakes, but he never tells her of his past, his origins, why he is alive, or whatever. Springtrap and Delilah moved down the stairs quietly, and surprisingly, his gears do not make a sound. They entered the doorway, and Springtrap reaches over to flip a switch. The light in the kitchen flickers on, and Delilah cringes when the light hurts her eyes. How about if I make you some cookies real quick? Springtrap suggests, his expression a little more serious. Then we can talk. Sure, Delilah replies quickly as she takes a seat at a round table in the middle of the kitchen. She always enjoyed watching him make cookies, somehow an expertise, but she would love to help at times. After Springtrap pulled out freshly baked cookies from the oven on a sheet, the sweet smell of sugar and chocolate reaches Delilah's nose. The smiles and feels her stomach grumble from the brilliant aroma. Something about Springtrap's cookies just calls her right for it. He places the cookie sheet on the table, and Delilah notices he didn't bother to put on oven gloves. She mentally frowns at that. She pushes her thoughts aside when she reaches over to touch a warm cookie. When she bites into it, the batter is soft and sugary, the way she likes it. And the chocolate just adds. So, tell me about this nightmare of yours, Springtrap demands softly as he pulls out a chair. He seems like a true gentleman by the way he does it. Once he sits, Delilah swallows the cookie bite. Oh, Delilah trails off a bit as she nervously chuckles. Well, I'm already over it, so, we don't need to talk about it. She looks up and over at Springtrap worryingly, though he holds a calm expression to her. Come on, Delilah, Springtrap pleads softly as he leans in, placing his larger paws over her hands. Even the cookie. Can you at least tell me who was in it? Delilah sighs. Clear nervousness in her exhale. Well, she hesitates. You. It is clear Springtrap was caught into her words, and he seemed very surprised. What? Delilah slightly panics, not wanting him to worry too much. Don't worry, she stammers. It was just a dream. It doesn't even mean anything. She has been telling herself that for about 6 months now. Springtrap is clearly not convinced, however. His pink eyes hold a stern gaze, but not entirely strong. He looks at her, his glare earning a fearful stare from her. Delilah. His voice holds a bitter edge, but Delilah has heard this voice many times. She knows not to be afraid. What did I do in this dream to make it a nightmare? Thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, please leave a like. If you didn't like it, then feel free. I don't really care if you dislike this video. It just shows me what you guys want to see. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.